The Weather Bureau has been tampering with temperature data in order to perpetuate global warming hysteria, according to an Under Fire coalition candidate. Key points. Mr. Rennick has accused the BOM of rewriting weather records to suit a global warming agenda. The BOM says the integrity of its data was confirmed by the nation's leading statisticians and mathematicians. Labor has called on Scott Morrison to sack Mr. Rennick from his winnable position on the QLD LNP Senate ticket. The Bureau of Meteorology, BOM, has strongly rejected the conspiracy theory being peddled by Queensland Senate hopeful Gerard Rennick. The ABC yesterday revealed Mr. Rennick's unconventional views on preschool, which were shot down by the Prime Minister. Federal Labor is now calling for Scott Morrison to sack the candidate from his winnable position on the Liberal National Party Senate ticket. Mr. Rennick last month accused the Weather Bureau of rewriting weather records to fit in with the global warming agenda. "Our public servants are out of control," he said on Facebook. External link, Gerard Rennick, rewriting weather records to fit in with the global warming agenda. "Our public servants are out of control." The spray was in response to an article published in The Spectator magazine that accused the federal agency of concocting a consistent global warming trend. Mr. Rennick in February shared another article on social media, which criticized the BOM for not being transparent enough when declaring weather records. "The Bureau of Meteorology should not be fudging records to perpetuate global warming hysteria," he wrote in response. External link, Gerard Rennick, brilliant article. "The Bureau of Meteorology should not be fudging records to perpetuate global warming hysteria." The nation's weather agency has updated old readings, allowing like-for-like comparisons with temperatures recorded using modern equipment. It has retained the original data, which is publicly accessible. Asked about Mr. Rennick's statements, a BOM spokesperson yesterday said, "The Bureau has not rewritten the climate record. The integrity of the Bureau's data is at the core of the trust that the Australian community has in us," the spokesperson said. "The nation's leading statisticians and mathematicians have confirmed the rigor, reliability and robustness of our methods." Mr. Rennick has also heavily questioned the work of the world's leading climate change body, the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, saying in response to one of its climate warnings, "The numbers just don't stack up." Mr. Rennick last night said, "Climate change is a complex issue worthy of debate and scrutiny." The opposition labeled the 48-year-old a right-wing climate denialist. Mr. Rennick is third on the party's ticket, a position that could deliver him 6 years in the upper house. Controversial views on education, tax, Russia. The Brisbane accountant has also claimed that helping families send 3-year-olds to preschool is a Labor Party conspiracy to strengthen government control over child raising. And he has floated the idea of slashing Australia's company tax rate to 12%, less than half its current rate. Mr. Rennick argues the move, in combination with other radical changes, would prevent multinational tax avoidance. The self-described Russophile has also cast doubt over Russia's involvement in a deadly chemical attack in Britain. This is the sort of thing you expect from a one-nation candidate, not one of Scott Morrison's candidates, Labour climate spokesman Mark Butler said. If Scott Morrison wants to show some leadership, he should sack Mr. Rennick and find a candidate that isn't a radical right-winger. Mr. Morrison on Monday said he did not share Mr. Rennick's views on early education. "That's not government policy, won't be government policy, that's not my view, won't be my view," the Prime Minister said. But he said Mr. Rennick would remain on the Senate ticket, describing the LNP as a broad church that included people with many different views. If Mr. Rennick was dumped, Senator Ian MacDonald could move into the third spot. The 28-year parliamentary veteran was relegated by party pre-selectors into fourth on the upper house ticket, which appeared set to end his political career. The third LNP Senate candidate will face challengers including One Nation, Clive Palmer's United Australia Party, Katter's Australian Party and right-wing independent Fraser Anning. Videos of Mr. Rennick, including the clip of him arguing for a tax system like Ireland and Singapore, appear to have been removed from the internet. Environment Minister Melissa Price, who oversees many of the Weather Bureau's functions, did not respond to a request for comment. External link, submit a question to You Ask, we answer. Let's block ads.